Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be reviewing from LEGO Wicked set 75690, Glinda and Elphaba Visit Munchkinland. This set has 744 pieces and includes 3 mini dolls. So this is a mini doll style playset featuring Glinda, Elphaba, and for the first and only time, Boq. Taking a look at the box here, we see in the upper right promotional images for the Wicked for Good movie. So this was a 2025 set in conjunction with the release of the second film. See a nice illustration in the background of some of the tulips that they, planted for the movie, kind of broadening the imagery of Munchkinland here in addition to the set. On the top, we see Elphaba, Boq, and Glinda together. Boq is serving Elphaba tea in a friendlier manner than in which I believe he would in the film. Get a 1-to-1 size comparison there. Ari and Cynthia again on the spine. On the back you see a image of the interior of the set, which we'll dive more into, of course, within this review. So a very colorful box, does a good job of demonstrating what is available within the set, and I like the illustration of Munchkinland in the background. Instructions for the set are actually divided into 2 booklets. You begin with just bag 1, so this smaller build for Glinda's bubble and some of the yellow brick road. And then bags 2 through 6, you build the Munchkinland house here, as well as Elphaba and Boq. Now taking a look at the mini dolls included for the set, here we have Elphaba with her broom. The hat and hair are one molded piece, which I think is a really beautiful piece, capturing the specific look of the witch's hat designed for the Wicked films, and the texture of her hair looks very nice. The rest of the mini doll is comprised of a few different pieces. You get these shoulder pads here, which I think go a long way to kind of create her silhouette. We don't get a fabric cape included within this set, unfortunately. We do see that within the first wave of Wicked sets, so if you had that, you could swap it in here to customize your figure, but bit of a shame we don't get that cape. The details on the dress printing look very nice with this kind of purple and gray detailing to create some waviness on her dress and create a kind of dynamic look. Glinda as well looks very nice here with her purple pink dress that we see throughout the second film. That great blonde Glinda hairpiece that they created for her character. This larger dress piece on the bottom to create that depth for her dress. And the crown and wand here are topped off with the same shimmery piece, which looks very nice, and then some other clear pieces are included to create the rest of her wand. Last, and let's be honest, least, we get Boq here, seen within the earlier scenes of Wicked for Good when he has become essentially enslaved by Governor Nessa Rose. So we see him in this darker gray kind of drab outfit that still has some nice detailing on the torso. I do think that the hat piece used here is a little bit of a cop-out from giving him at least some detailing of red hair. Can think of some like Ron Weasley minifigures over the years where they've done kind of a hair hat combo with some hair peeking through. I think something similar to that would have worked really nicely here, just because his hair style in the films is probably the most notable, memorable feature about his character's look. You do get the axe here as well, kind of signaling that he'll become the Tin Man later on within the film. Taking a look at the first section of this build, Glinda's bubble, the yellow brick road, and some of the tulips for Munchkinland, I think works very nicely within this set. You can adjust a little bit the kind of angling for these tulips if you wanted to kind of put this on a shelf, or just in the angling that you can display it, you get a little bit of customization there, which I think was a nice choice on LEGO's part. You get this nice Munchkinland sign. It is a sticker detail, but a nice inclusion to have. There is also this beautiful section of the tulips where you alternate between hot pink and light pink tulip pieces. creating this beautiful kind of pathway that we see represented within the films. The yellow brick road section here includes the kind of end section of the yellow brick road, or beginning, depending on how you look at it, where Glinda places the final brick within Thank Goodness. So I like that they included that detailing here. Although funnily enough, it's not kind of circular at the end, but it works fine all the same. There is a stud here, which is nice to place a mini doll figure, and you get some golden steps that lead up to Glinda's bubble, as well as some nice plants on the left-hand side here, featuring some lavender flower pieces, which I think nicely complement the color scheme of Glinda's dress within this film, alongside the light pink pieces that we see up on the bubble landing pad. This section does detach, so you can play around with having Glinda on the bubble and then floating on down, which is a nice feature. Sticks on to this one stud in the center here, surrounded by other pink details. They did include a tap to bubble sticker here, which I think was a nice touch. And of course you do just get, a half of a bubble. But I think for the purposes of this set, that is fine and makes sense. Switching gears now to the main part of this build, and I think the biggest draw of this set is this gorgeous Munchkinland house. I think this build does make this set, for me, the best of the mini doll style sets that they released for LEGO Wicked. The roof here, alternating between red and orange, creates this really gorgeous effect, similar to the roofs that we see within some of the Munchkinland buildings within the film. I love the use of the white, pink, and lavender flowers here to really enliven this set. The tower here is also very nicely detailed and constructed, creating a really beautiful angle for this kind of focal point of the build. You see as well a yellow door down here with a kind of like white sticker that looks boarded up. So perhaps this is alluding to the Munchkins being fearful of the Wicked Witch and trying to kind of like board up their houses. See a good amount of floral details as well in front of the house, which I think is a nice touch to make the build cohesive to the tulip section that we saw by Glinda's bubble, and a nice little stone path leading up to the entrance of the house. Swinging around the house to the side here, we see this banner with Beware the Wicked Witch. Really delightful illustration evoking that within the film, but kind of Lego-ified of Elphaba looking scary. So I like that they included some of that propaganda element that we see within both of the films. A very memorable image included from the Munchkinland scenes. On the other side of the house here, you get this nice kind of caramel window on the side with some additional tulips, as well as this fun little kind of gem build hanging above the doorway, which provides some nice ornamentation. The exterior of this build is my favorite part of the set, but the interior does provide some nice detail as well. You can kind of see the building technique a little bit here that this angle for the roof was made with. You get on the top level here a little bedroom for, I guess, Bach or whoever you would like to live here, with a yellow bed that has some nice red and orange sticker detail on it. You get the gap here for legs for a mini doll to kind of keep them in place as they're taking a little nap. Just a flame and then a red and orange detailed rug there. Sticker as well. Pretty much all of this set leverages stickers. You also get a little reading room here. Another sticker detail there containing some different books. A green book with a W on it, as well as a pink book with an S on it. And I believe that those are supposed to be Easter eggs for Wicked and Shiz. On the left-hand side here, you do get a little bathroom, quite cramped, but you get the outline of a toilet and a little sink there as well. I feel like Lego often just decides that they need to have bathrooms within their sets in builds like this, when I don't think it's necessarily always the best use of the space, but it is what it is. Within the lower level here, you get a nice kitchen. There's a well-designed rug with blue and teal pieces. You get another sink and a little teapot, as well as some teacups on this table. And then the best detail of this lower level, I actually think, is the stickered detail that we see within the back. You get a sticker for Dr. Dillamond, as well as a sticker for Bach. So I think that those are very nice touches. So all in all, I do quite enjoy this set. Primarily as a display piece of the Munchkin house, I think it looks quite beautiful. Play opportunity here is decent, I think, for that intended audience. You can have Glinda and Elphaba reenacting their fight scene from the second film here. The suggested play on the box of Bach serving them tea, I think, is a little strange, but to each their own. The most glaring omission from this set would be movie 2 Nessa Rose. Bach's inclusion is nice to have, as we do get Nessa within a set from the first wave, so this was kind of the last opportunity to include him here. But I think that particularly because she has a very different outfit within the second movie, a different hairstyle, that would have been a really nice inclusion to have here and give you a lot more options for what you choose to do with this set and have it represent. I really like that we got the tulips, the bubble, the bit of the yellow brick road, the Munchkinland sign, and this kind of recognizable Munchkinland house. If you do get either the Glinda and Elphaba bookends or the Emerald City wall art and get some Lego Wicked minifigures, you can nicely integrate them into this set. Wanted to show this kind of for scale and to see how it looks. Glinda is kind of covering up that tap to bubble sign, but she does fit within the platform here as a minifigure. Lastly, regarding price, the set is still available in stores. I believe it will likely retire at the end of 2026. It retails for $69.99, so with 744 pieces, it's under the 10-cent price per piece ratio. That said, as we do see here, there are quite a lot of pieces that are just those one-by-one little flower pieces, so I think it's up to you if you look at this amount of detail, 3 minifigures, the particular builds that you get in the set, and the design that they were given. If you think that $69.99 is worth it in terms of how much this set appeals to you. For most adult collectors, the 2 18+ sets are going to be very satisfying. But if you do opt to go for one of the mini doll sets, I think that this would be probably the best choice, as I think the colors, design, and elements captured here are among the best that we see throughout any of these mini doll style sets, and can nicely integrate with the Lego minifigures if you pick those up within either of the 18+ builds as well. I think that's all I have to say about this set. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on future Lego reviews coming soon. But thanks for watching, and hope you have a great rest of your day.